welcome back to the channel. Oh boy, you know what? I was gonna just pull these cards, but then when I got them out here, it showed me a little something different than what I've been getting. So it looks like there might be a little bit of a change in the story. Whew. So I thought I'd share it with you. Got some incense here. So the question was, you know, if there was a black hole, sun, spaceship, you know, human trafficker, galactic sort of a thing going on, what would that story be like, and how was that going to work out for them regarding our personal story, or you know, your personal story or my personal story? Anyhow, here's how that's going to go down. We got the Three of Wands here, so there is a preparation, an expansion, and a moving forward with an enterprise with this Three of Wands. But you also have Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's a misalignment, there's disharmony, and there's a lack of teamwork. So whatever they got going on, it's disorganized. And you also have a Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So there is a living beyond means. There may be some sort of a deception and a fear or insecurity regarding wealth. Wealth could mean all kinds of things. It could mean actual bodies. It could mean the energy within the body. It could mean actual gold or some sort of mineral or water or whatever, you know. It could be a great mind and a great open heart full of love. It could be whatever. The challenge here is a Nine of Swords. So there's worry and fear and depression, nightmares and insomnia. Somebody may be suffering some trauma and despair during this group conflict. And in the subconscious, we've got the Five of Cups. So there's a loss and a sorrow and a moving on. So to me, it doesn't, I mean, that's why I decided to go ahead and record this, because to me it sounds like those who may be, you know, of the harassing kind and the threatening kind aren't really having that great of a time of it, even though perhaps they're still working it pretty hard. You got Death here on the bottom of the deck now, and I'm not saying nothing. I'm just gonna flip through the cards because we got the recent past to get a card for. How is it working out for these galactic human traffickers or whatever we got going on out there? Well, we got the Lovers and we got the Queen of Swords. See, because I know that not all of them are the traffickers. Some of them are here to actually claim their love, you know, that has perhaps been ensnared or embroiled in some dark, malevolent web of a sorts. We've got this Queen of Swords here in the recent past and the Lovers card in the upright. So it could very well be that this Queen of Swords has entered a union. In that space of the 4D, 5D or greater. Or in the dream space, you know, however that be, because you know there's all kinds of levels and various brightnesses and densities and such. So you've got in the hopes and fear, in the intentions and expectations position, we've got the Six of Swords. So the Queen of Swords coming into the strength of two together and then moving on to peaceful, calmer waters. A transition, moving on. So there are, I think, you know, in the atmosphere, those ships which will enslave and those ships which will free. And then, you know, who knows what's going to happen on the earth after that. It could be all kinds of beautiful and horrendous things. As it always is. You've got justice here. So, you know, the law of cause and effect is in order. Fairness and truth, equality, balance. So, hearts are being weighed. Of course, you know, you got your hearts are being weighed and everybody's being allocated to their specific vibratory match, right? But then you've also got the pirates out there who are like, they don't care about multiversal law or treaties or contracts or agreements. They're just out for whatever they can get and whatever they need, right? Kind of like the rogue folks go here, you know. It's like you just get whatever you go for. So in the lens that's being looked through here, that one just came out and rolled over into the upside down. We got the Hermit in the reversed. So somebody's lost their way. They could be at a distance. They may have to withdraw. Because justice is here. So they may have to withdraw. Uh-huh. In the environment, we got the Wheel of Fortune. There you go. So it's the destiny. Destiny. Who was that? Michael the other day stated that fate could be changed, but not so much destiny, or something to that effect. Makes you wonder. So we got the destiny cycle here. The wheel turns. Hopes and fears. Oh, Three of Swords in the upright. So there's a disconnect. It could be there's some sort of a suffering because, wow, you know, you got love, you got light, you've got that energy, right? That everybody's been playing with and sticking swords in with their betrayals and their threesomes and stuff and foursomes and whatever. So the outgoing energy here, oh, you got the Eight of Cups. Yeah, somebody's in grief. They're in a Three of Swords and an Eight of Cups. They gotta walk away. Leave it behind. Wow. And the Moon. Fear and anxiety regarding somebody's wish come true. New love. This new love brings a death for this magician. There's a high priestess learning new skills, developing new skills with a routine, getting a routine going down. So, okay, so the question was, yeah, because I'm curious about these ships, because I'm not too certain. That was the Moon. I think maybe it could have been the Black Hole Sun. Maybe it could have been a very big galactic ship with great cloaking capabilities and such. I'm open to anything, and everybody can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. I'm doing a reading on that because I know that they exist. I've been on these other ships, you know, in alternate realities. Third party. This is the group of third party situations. They're disorganized. They're about group. They're fighting amongst each other. Huh. Living beyond their means. What do we got, man? What do we got? We got third parties. They're worried, man. They're in a Nine of Swords. Reciprocity. They're challenged by a Nine of Swords and reciprocity and a completion of the business. So there's a relationship that is reciprocal. Business is finished. It's complete. And they're in a Nine of Swords over it. They're having nightmares and despair over this relationship that is equal give and take. Because they're all about third party situations. So it's like this whole weird regime shift, like the wheels are turning. It's like in the previous cycle it was about absent fathers and they could just go and poke whatever hole they wanted to and just have babies willy-nilly with whomever, and the mothers were all single and having to do it on their own, and it was just this crazy mess. It wasn't about reciprocal give and take, this unity. But business is over if business has been finalized, and this has them in trauma because they're all about these third party situations, and they're having group conflict. They're having fear and insecurity right now. They're in a Nine of Pentacles reversed. They're not getting their rewards. They're not getting any rewards. They feel broken about this. They're in a Five of Cups energy, so they've got lots of setbacks. So I don't know who's talking to these people or who's doing what, but you've got people in here, the essence within the bioform, just because it looks like it's a human, doesn't necessarily mean that the spirit or the essence within the suit is, the same spirit as that which comes from the Most High, or from the golden eggs, or from whatever you would like to call the divine. Some of the spirits or essence within the bioform comes from other sources, other backgrounds, and other species, even perhaps the essence within. It's just a house. It's a temple. It's not just a house. It's like one of the most magnificent creations ever. You got the Queen of Swords here. Unbiased judgment, justice independent, clear boundaries, coldness direct, very perceptive regarding these lovers. And then there's forgiveness. And moving on to calmer waters. A relationship is ending. Chaser. Somebody doesn't want to chase anymore. You've got justice being served, the law of cause and effect, balance, equality, fairness, responsibilities in the reverse. Yeah, the law of cause and effect. Those who did not take care of their responsibilities are probably going to have to suffer the heartbreak that entails, and that's going to cause Eight of Cups, lots of disappointments and stuff. Somebody's going to be suffering loneliness. Wow, a lifetime of loneliness. They lost their way. They're holding back. They think they should have expressed themselves better. There's the Wheel of Fortune here, a destiny. Could be unpredictable, but somebody's unsatisfied with their turn of the wheel. You got the Three of Swords here, so there's heartbreak, there's a divorce. Oh, of an inseparable union. Yeah, they're confused because what they figured was gonna be there for always is ending in a divorce. And they have to walk away. It's an 8 of Cups. They're walking away, they're leaving it behind. They're withdrawing themselves from this situation. They're withdrawing themselves from this soul contract. They're leaving it behind. They're disappointed. There's disagreements here. They're really feeling your absence. They want to run away. They want to call. They want to run. They want to call. But they want to run away. But it could be that there's an actual reunion with somebody who loves themselves, and they may want to have a conversation with you. Like maybe there's somebody who's aware of your circumstance and aware of what's been happening, and maybe, in one of those ET spaceships, or however you want to say it, to us tinfoil wearing hat people. I happen to think that there are kingdom unions being sought right now, and so it's like the realms and the dimensions and the veil is very thin, and so people on different vibratory states and frequency and vibrational levels are able to matchy or actually be able to hear each other, or even at times see each other if you have the sight, if it hasn't been damaged by some jackwagon in some irresponsible manner. Anyhow, so whoever's working with, it looks like to me, whoever's working with those third-party situations, the ones who want chaos, the ones who just want everybody to be in misery so that they can get the lower vibrational stuff and they can be easily manipulated, through heartbreak and sorrow and unhealed trauma wounds and disappointment and broken and shattered hearts and psyches and trust and all of that, I mean, this is what this is. This is what they've been working for. But now it's like they're disorganized. Maybe they were disorganized the whole time. They weren't able to bring about an ending for whatever it was they were sought to bring an ending to, and they didn't gain the unexpected income. They were living beyond their means. They're in fear now. They're challenged because business is finished. There's a relationship of reciprocity here, an equal give and take. Whatever that be. I mean, that could be a whole new mindset for the world relationship. Reciprocity, I mean, there could be like this law of cause and effect in order. Reciprocity, what you give is what you get, equal give and take, so there could be like a changing of this law, not a changing of the law, but an implementation of the law, because it looks to me like we got very far away from it, but karma, it looks to me also that is being here and being served right now. Child, something about a child. Business is finished. Somebody's worried. They're in anxiety. Something about a child. They're broken. They lost. They're suffering a loss. They have to move on. These false people. And that's what I was thinking, is like time travelers or some kind of other being who is here trying to dominate this particular realm and then just have their way with clone bodies or forced breeding programs, or like those birthing stations like they have in those sci-fi movies and stuff. You got somebody here who's a false person in the reverse. Somebody's feeling shattered because you're not a false person. You're innocent. There's a Queen of Swords here, all about the truth. There's a mature woman here who might be seeking forgiveness regarding these love relationships. There's a moving on to calmer waters. Look at that. It could be for a moving on to calmer waters. Somebody doesn't want to chase anymore. It could be a privileged lady and a younger man. Somebody wasn't paying attention to their responsibilities. Justice is being served. There's a message of concern in the reverse. So if somebody doesn't want to, they're not paying attention to the message. They don't want to get the message. They're afraid of receiving the message. They're not sending a message. They're in fear of receiving the message from this justice system. They're about their irresponsibility. You've got the Hermit in the reverse. So there's isolation, loneliness. There's no light. It's darkness. So the light's not being shined on something. Somebody lost their way. They may be feeling at a distance. They feel like they should have expressed themselves better. There's an official person here and sudden wealth. So they may have lost their way over this sudden wealth. This official person may have got caught up in it. There's a Wheel of Fortune here, so the destiny cycle is turning. Somebody's unhappy or unsatisfied. Yeah, the thief is unsatisfied with this, with their fate or their destiny. The thief is unsatisfied with their destiny. There's a divorce here. There's an inseparable thing. So, I mean, yeah, so there's a divorce of the inseparable. So that which they thought would always be together, you know, this third party situation, they thought that they could always use love to get what they needed. And there's an ending coming to that. They're no longer able to use love. They're no longer to bring betrayal and disloyalty to inseparable loving unions. Purposefully, they can't do that anymore. They have to stop putting swords into the heart of people who are all about inseparable unions into love. You can't do that to love anymore. Message again, message in the reverse. Somebody's just not getting it. It's like in one ear and out the other kind of a thing. Somebody's disappointed. They have to leave behind. They have to walk away from this soul contract. They're concerned. They didn't take care of their responsibilities. There's a pathway open here. Open pathway. Aww. An open pathway for courtship and marriage in the courts. The pathway is clear for moving forward into these destined relationships. The old contracts are over. And whoever that is that's concerned that was working hard against these contracts, yeah, they were double trouble working hard against these contracts. They're in bad health. They're in bad health. Wow. Oh, look at that. Look at what you got. You've got the house on the distant horizons. Main female, wealthy man. Main male. High honor gift. Going on a journey. There could be a whole community in the courthouse. They're expecting that these lovers are going to bring about a change of poverty for them. Wow, this community is thinking that if these lovers come together, they're going to be in poverty. That's what their expectation is. That's why they've been fighting so hard for it. Why would they be in poverty? Why wouldn't they just choose love? I don't get it. What's so bad about love? I don't understand why people would want to fight so hard against love. It just blows my mind. Doesn't anybody want to be loved? Doesn't anybody want to know what faithfulness and devotion is like? Does it always have to be about power and domination and getting one over on somebody? I just don't like that particular model of function, personally. I find it a little suffocating. Forgiveness. These third-party situations are wanting forgiveness. They weren't able to stop this. They tried. They're all fighting. They didn't get the unexpected income. They're in a Nine of Pentacles reverse. They're in fear. They didn't get the wish come true. And they were living beyond their means. They were living beyond their means. They may not have any money. They're challenged because there's a reciprocal relationship coming up and there's a child. They're in anxiety and fear and worry about this. This finished business. Finito. The lovers have already come together here in the recent past. You got the Queen of Swords here, man. She's like all about the truth. There's a mature woman seeking forgiveness. So we got self-esteem. Possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So whatever this reciprocal thing is, so this it's with people who have gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others. They're innocent and it's finished business. They're known. It's known who they are. They're not false people. And whoever this third party is, they're in sorrow. They're feeling broken and shattered because this is over. Because this is over. Business is finished. There is no unfinished business. It's all finished. We're entering a period of reciprocity. Innocent reciprocity. Where we share gifts of the soul that benefit ourselves and others. In a way that is true. That is not false. Queen of Swords, justice, independent, unbiased judgment, clear boundaries, clear-minded regarding love and love unions. You've got this mature woman asking for forgiveness. Their pride might be hurt. Whatever they got something going on with their pride. And there's empathy, so there's both sides of this situation is being looked at by this Queen of Swords. And then you've got denial, but it came out in reverse, and it says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. They're not acknowledging their fear. They don't want to replace fear with awareness. They're in denial, basically. Their pride is hurt and they're in denial. Like, it's almost like confusion. It's almost like confusion. So there's a Six of Swords here. There's a transition, a moving on, a change. There's a relationship ending for this privileged lady who is not a false person, who's entering relationships or partnerships of reciprocity, innocent. And there's a relationship ending with this chaser, this immature chaser, who is part of this third party stuff going on. Yeah, I don't know. I think, this is all really weird. It's like these people were working with off-planet like lords, giving them special skills and knowledge and codes and stuff so that they could hack the field of consciousness and awareness and actually work people, like clay, and play with destinies and stuff. It's wild, man. Now, there's this mature woman who's in denial, pride hurt, asking for forgiveness, kind of confused. You've got this Queen of Swords here looking at both sides of a situation with these love relationships. Privileged lady is here moving on to calmer waters. You got this immature man, I don't want to chase anymore. Now, I don't know. He could have hopes of being this lover. Maybe he is the lover. Maybe the Queen of Swords has looked at both sides of the situation, looked at her and him, and decided that they're a good match. I don't know. We'll just going to have to go in and look at stuff. Somebody, it could be this immature man, wasn't paying attention to their responsibilities, didn't handle their responsibilities well at all. They don't think this is funny. It's not funny now. They were hiding messages, or they don't like the message that they got from the justice system. The Hermit reversed. So somebody's withdrawn. They lost their way. Sudden wealth. An official person and sudden wealth. They lost their way regarding sudden wealth. They should have expressed themselves better. It's like this official person and their friends, or maybe this official let their friends lead them down a path, like at a distance. They got off the path, man. They wound up a long way away, and this is the Hermit in reverse, so there's no light. So they traveled down. They let their friends lead them down a path that they wish that they had held back on. This is the karmic cycle of destiny. This thief feels unsatisfied because they failed. So there is a Three of Swords here. There's a divorce for a relationship that whoever this is in this third party situation, they and whoever their rulers and puppet masters are, they felt that this was going to go on and on and on and on and on forever, that they were always going to be able to use love according to their heart's desire, despite the distance. They were always going to be able to tap into the mental body and the energy body and get whatever they wanted out of people's energy and essence by manipulating their love and their heart and their mind regarding relationships and union and divine union and fidelity and trust and, faithfulness and all of that. Honesty, man. It's all of it. It tears everything down. It tears everything down. Putting a thief who is a clown in charge. Courage. So these people who believe in love, they faced these situations with courage, and they did so time and time again. You know, some people have been married multiple times, and it isn't that they're a failure at relationship, it's that this third party stuff has been going on, and it's a major plan. It's global. The way that they've been dealing with hearts and minds and loyalties and fidelities and all of that. And it's all about spiritual inheritance. It's all about the wealth that is behind these people who generate energy and vitality off of overcoming challenges and coming into love again. It's like weird. It's like you get love, then you get pain, then you get love, then you get pain. And it's a game that they've been playing with the vitality and energy of our own essence, our own heart, for a long time. They're concerned they have to walk away from this soul contract. Whatever it was, whatever contract this was, whatever agreement this was that allowed them this privilege, it's over. They have to walk away from it. They're concerned. They're concerned because they have to surrender their need to control. And they're in fear because we're an energy source. We are the energy source that is preferred. They're in fear. They're going to be lonely. You've gained your freedom, and they're envious of your relationships. You're attracted to those relationships that serve your highest good, the ones that nourish the creative aspect of your mind. They're worried about your honesty, and they're in doubt about this change. They have to accept what the things that they cannot change. You're disciplined, you're patient, and everything happens in a divine order. You persevered, you're tapped into your intuition, and you know that there's no greater goal than to love. You have your health and you're at peace. Wow. So it's all about energy harvesting. And this happens through the manipulation of the collective field of consciousness, and the manipulation also of the energy body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the energy body, right? This can be done through seeding specific thoughts in the mind, in the dream state, implanting thoughts of infidelity to a married couple, perhaps, to create that conflict within the home, within the couple. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that there is disruption caused. That's amazing, but they have to surrender their need to control that. Check it out on the bottom of the deck. Oh, that's cheerfulness, something to celebrate. Yeah, something to celebrate. Malady. They're sick about it. They're sick about it. They're sick because they don't have any energy. They've been cut off. They've been cut off. They can't access the services or whatever that is. This innocent, yeah, and it could be that because they weren't reciprocal. You are all about innocent, sharing gifts of the soul. It was supposed to be reciprocal, but they never reciprocated. They never reciprocated. You were not a false person. You gave and you gave and you gave and you gave. And business is closed for the day. It's over. It's done. It's dead. They feel broken. They're in a 5 of Cups because, like, business is closed. No more. They're in sorrow. Because this is over. They have to walk away. I really feel like this is planetary. I really feel they're all up in their thoughts about it. Yeah, they can't get out of their thoughts about it. They tried to paint you as a false person, but you're not a false person, and this is over. So it was like, they could do like orgy magic and then put that energy onto a feminine, a divine feminine, and make her look like she had just been tagged by 50 men or whatever, And so she would look undesirable to a kingdom spouse. So this is dirty, dirty trickery that these thieves were using so that they could trap these divine beings and continue harvesting their essence and their energy and their life, their vitality and their love, using and manipulating and destroying their hope and faith and love. But you never gave up. You never gave up your faith and love. You still believe in love. It's part of who you are. It's just part of who you are. Oh, surprise. Oh, this old woman is surprised. And she's in despair because the lovers are coming together. This old woman, this mature woman, her pride is hurt. She's asking for forgiveness. She's in denial, or maybe she's receiving in denial. Old woman, surprise and despair. These lovers are coming together, and this person is really upset about it. And the Queen of Swords is like right here with truth and clarity. Privileged lady. So Six of Swords, transition and moving on to calmer waters. You have a younger man or an immature man who could be a chaser or somebody who doesn't want to chase. A scholar. A scholar. You got those who are book smart, and then you got those who are something else. Let's just say that. So you've got a widower here who did not take care of their responsibilities. They don't think it's funny anymore. This is frivolity in the reverse. So it's not funny. They're not having a good time. And soldier in the reverse. They're not able to fight this. Justice is being served. The law of cause and effect. This official person allowed friends to take them down a dark path. They lost their way. This official person lost their way. Regarding a child, regarding children, regarding innocence. This is the turn of the wheel. We're entering a new destined cycle. This thief is unsatisfied. They failed at whatever their endeavor was. Their endeavor was pleasure seeking, and pleasure seeking came out in the reverse. So they're not able to pleasure seek anymore. They're not able to put swords, they're not able to cause a Three of Swords for people who enter love unions with the intention of it being an inseparable union. They enter into these unions knowing full well they're going to tear it apart. And these people who have been torn apart like that, who've missed the message, you're very courageous because you keep getting up and you keep mending your heart and you keep opening it back up for the possibility of love again. I mean, some have just said, they've chosen to love themselves after so many repeatings of this particular scenario. Something in a room, a room is upside down, somebody's not in a room, something's not in a room, something that happened in a room is hidden. Somebody no longer has access to a room. A room could be the field of consciousness. A room could be the mind. I saw a fellow in my third eye pull up a freaking chair and sit down at a table right in front of my eye. It was wild, man. So it could be that they're no longer able to pull up a chair in your mind, in your field of mind, so they can no longer tap in and get messages regarding your love union, regarding your love, how you feel about it, where you're going next, who you're hooking up with, who you're thinking about. They can't come and put 3 swords into it. They're done. They have to give up their need to surrender. This reunion. There's a reunion happening. They're disappointed. They have to walk away from this soul contract. They have to release their need to control the soul contract of this reunion. There's a wife here. Somebody had bound a woman into a contract and it's over. It's divorced. Danola, finito. And somebody else is entering a contract with this person. They have examined her. They see that she's cheerful, even in the face of her enemies, and she's very constant. So she's not like a unhinged, half-baked, crazed woman. She's got herself real well balanced, right? And she's very consistent and very constant. Doctor. There's a doctor here and a lover. So it could be that this lover, there could be a lover who is a doctor. There could be a lover who wants to go get the test done so that they could be lovers. Somebody's receiving a letter and they're having melancholy over it. They're sighing. They're haughty, this young woman. There's hope of going on a journey, but they got a message from a priest. Oh, I don't know. Somebody's joyful about money and a friend and a house and a servant. Wow, is somebody going to get a servant? Somebody might just be coming into the dough. Get yourself a butler. Could I take your keys, madam? Open the door for you when you come home. I don't know, that's wild, man. So this is over. This third party situation, who'd ever been milking this person who's not false, this privileged lady, it's over. Their ritual, yeah, third party, check it out, third party, their ritual didn't work, or it backfired and somebody's sick now. There's a lack of teamwork. They're disorganized, group conflict, fear, living beyond their means. They're obsessed with false success and being deceptive. Wow, they were doing rituals and they failed or backfired. They're in sorrow because this union of these people who possess gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others, their child, meaning it's a brand new beginning, it's innocent, it's pure, and it's reciprocal. And the business is finished, like the decisions have already been made, and people, and they can't dominate it. They're in sorrow because they can't dominate it. They're in anxiety and fear and nightmares because they can't dominate these divine unions. They can't dominate these divine unions. They're all up in their thoughts because these divine people, they're seen. They're not false people. They're seen for who they are. And somebody feels really broken about this. They're all broken because this is the end. And there's a song like that. And then and they have to walk away. There's a 5 of Cups and they're all up in their thoughts. They're all up in their head. Look at her. She's all up in her head. She's got her mascara's all running. She's like, oh, I'm so sad. I couldn't break this person. What the heck? I couldn't destroy this person. I'm justice. That's justice. Freaking justice. A vow has been made. A vow has been made. There is a old woman who's surprised by this and in despair. Her pride is hurt. She's seeking forgiveness. She's being denied, or she's not acknowledging her fear, and she doesn't have awareness. It's kind of like she's confused. It's weird. It's like she was operating out of pride, and now that her pride has been flipped upside down, she's confused. It's wild. And this Queen of Swords isn't having it. She's like, hey, we got the homeless card here. Privileged lady is moving on to calmer waters. And we got this chaser who's a younger man who could be a scholar. Blessing. It could very well be with the Lover's card here and this Queen of Swords looking at both sides of a situation. She's looking at this privileged lady and this younger man, and it could be that she has determined that they are the perfect match. Justice. Judgment and justice is what she's delivering, and that's what she's got here. Justice and a vow for somebody who is not a false person. Somebody didn't handle their responsibilities. They don't think it's funny. They didn't get a message of concern. They're hiding a message of concern. There's a widower here. Again, don't think it's funny. You got humor in the reverse and frivolity in the reverse. They can't fight this. Justice. Justice. You got the Queen of Swords over here, and you got the Justice sitting right here. The law of cause and effect is in order. You can't run away from it. You can't run from it. Collaboration. Unity. Yeah, justice is being served. This is a collaboration, a return to unity. Or it could just be that justice is being served on a bunch of mask wearers who collaborated against this privileged lady and her divine counterpart. This official person allowed friends to lead them down a dark road of a dark path for sudden wealth, and it had something to do with a child. They did it as a profession. It could be that they were really good at it, whatever it was, but we got gain in the reverse. So they didn't gain anything from it. They didn't gain anything from it. You got this unsatisfied thief here who failed. And now you got pleasure seekers in the reverse too. They can't seek any pleasures. They didn't get what they thought they were going to get. And destiny cycle, the wheel has turned. Yeah. Origin. So this is a new cycle. A new cycle, new life, new family trees, new partnerships, new contracts. No more using love to gain wealth. That's just horrid, man. Horrid. Yeah, you can't get into the room anymore. Can't go into the room, can't spy on the relationships, can't manipulate the relationships, can't get into the head space, the room, the psychic space, the mind of these inseparable unions. You can't get in the mind space of these inseparable unions anymore and put 3 swords into them and cause a divorce. You just can't do that anymore. They're not going to get the message anymore. They're courageous. They're courageous. Overload. They're on overload. They didn't earn any merit. And we got blind in the reverse. They didn't earn any merit and they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. And they're concerned because they have to walk away. They have to surrender their need to control this soul contract of this reunion. There's this wife. There's a reunion and wife is here. So somebody is made a wife. And this enemy has to surrender their need to control. They have to walk away. They're in disappointment. They are in an 8 of Cups energy. They have to leave it behind. Leave it. This wife is cheerful and she's constant. Even while dealing with these enemies. Even while in a nightmare. And she's coming into this reunion. Somebody's going to make her their wife. These ritual third wheel parties are like, yeah, man, no, this is going to be devoted. This is going to be the true blue thing that you've always been saying. What the heck is this? Like slapping yourself in the head. Like, why is it always so horrendous? And it's like, well, that's why, man. It was a deliberate otherworldly plan to manipulate love and energy and mind and all of that. To dominate everything. So it could be that the prayers have been heard, the prayers have been answered. They're seen as faithful. They're seen as faithful. They're seen as consistent. And it's time. It's time. There's no evidence against them and there's no trap. They didn't fall into a trap. But somebody is bound to their commitments and they're in a nightmare. These third world parties, whatever work they were doing, and you're all calm, you're a high value person. You didn't do any of that nasty stuff to try to, you didn't play games like that. All right, so with that being said, I do believe that these third world party situations are an off-planet global manipulation to manipulate the energy and the heart space and the mental body and the collective field of consciousness and the vibration that we as a collective put out as a whole too. And that's all done through, love and betrayal and infidelity and all that goes along with that. That's how I see it. And that's my report. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.